Very few people have had such an impact on the history of the zone, but the stalkers from Strelok's group are not ordinary people. They are legends. Hello stalkers, and welcome to the Anomalous Dugout. In this video, we will take a look at everything known about the most important individual in the whole Stalker franchise, Strelok himself. Before we start, be advised that this video contains heavy spoilers for all three Stalker games, so make sure you've properly finished them before watching. You've been warned. Strelok is a mysterious and veteran Stalker who appears in all three games of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R trilogy. His name, Strelok, can be roughly translated to shooter, which is why he was initially supposed to be called Gunslinger. And he is also called Arrow in some translations. It is said among stalkers that he went to the center of the zone and made it back alive, but only a few have met him directly. He apparently used to work in the northern parts of the zone, but it is unclear if this means he was close to the center or if he came from the Belarusian side. This fact explains why important people such as Sidorovich or Barkeep never saw him, since they live in the south of the zone. However, it makes the Agroprom underground an odd choice of place for his stash, so it's possible he actually traveled to the south as well. As an experienced stalker, he was seen using a variety of equipment, including a Sunrise suit, a SIG 550 rifle, which is named SGI-5K in the game, and later on a Seva suit and an AKS-74U, named AKM-74-2U in the game. Interestingly, the pattern on his Seva suit seems to be colored green, but the meaning of this detail is unknown. Also, he is always seen wearing his Seva suit without the backpack and helmet, but most probably this was made for visual and recognition purposes. Another source of many speculations comes from his appearance. Indeed, Strelok appears many times with slightly different faces, although his latest and most likely canon visuals are the ones seen in Call of Pripyat. Can you believe that all these faces belong to the same man? As for his personality, it can be assumed that Strelok is a true loner, determined, clever and not really open to others. Merc also describes him as wandering around like a ghost, and Fnatic compliments his fighting skills, saying that he is not a guy to be messed with. And now is the time to review all the events that we know of from Strelok's history. At some point in time, Strelok enters the zone. It is unknown if he was already present before the zone appeared in 2006, or if he came to it later on, but what is certain is that he was already a veteran stalker by 2011. In 2011, Strelok is the leader of a legendary group composed of Ghost, Fang, and Strelok himself. The group is also helped by other important characters, such as Doctor and Guide. In early September 2011, Strelok, along with Ghost and Fang, somehow manages to reach the center of the zone, presumably using tunnels in order to bypass the Brain Scorcher. They are able to infiltrate the sarcophagus, but find a mysterious door that they cannot open. They are noticed by the Monolith forces and forced to retreat, as a huge blowout that would become known as the Great Emission is released in an attempt to stop them. This emission is the one that can be seen at the beginning of Clear Sky. Strelok is wounded and Fang wants to abandon him in order to escape, but Ghost insists on not leaving without him. The three stalkers miraculously survive, and Strelok is left in the swamp so that Doctor can patch him up. Meanwhile, the Clear Sky faction, helped by S.T.A.L.K.E.R, discovers that Strelok and his group are responsible for the emission and start tracking its members. Strelok recovers and leaves Doctor to organize a new expedition to the center of the zone. Seeing that he is being chased by a whole faction and unable to regroup with his friends, he decides to get to the CNPP alone. In order to achieve this, he gets a prototype Psy helmet from the scientists in S.T.A.L.K.E.R that allows him to bypass the Psy emissions and directly get to the Red Forest. With S.T.A.L.K.E.R still on his tail, Strelok hires a group of stalkers to cover his escape. This can be seen as some shady business, but this is the zone after all. Anyway, he is able to take the tunnels that will lead him to the center, and blows the entrance so that no one can follow him. While on his way to the CNPP, he would let 2 stashes behind for Ghost and Fang, containing medical supplies and his SIG 550, as well as notes for his friends. The content of these notes clearly suggests that he really trusted the member of his group, something rare in the zone. In the end, Strelok would make it to the CNPP, but the Clear Sky faction, using another route, managed to arrive just before him. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, equipped with a prototype EM rifle, disables Strelok's Psy protection, and at everyone's surprise, a big emission suddenly occurs. Strelok and other stalkers, most probably from Clear Sky, can be seen afterwards, lying in one dark corridor. They are going to be brainwashed and turned into monolith fighters, or in the case of Strelok, into a special agent of the sea consciousness. Indeed, a mistake is made, and he is reprogrammed with the mission to kill none other than Strelok, that is, himself. In spring 2012, we see Strelok being brought back to the south of the zone, inside a death truck. The vehicle is struck by lightning, or maybe an electro anomaly, and crashes in the cordon. Our hero is saved by a stalker, nicknamed Proverb or simply Savior, who transports him to the local trader Sidrovich. That is where he regains consciousness on the 1st of May. He is completely amnesic and will be called Marked One from now on, because of the tattoo on his arm. The Marked One feels like his only objective is to find Strelok. Not only he knows that he needs to kill him, but this guy is the only link that he has with his past. And so, the Marked One will travel the zone in order to get to Strelok, not knowing that it is actually himself. He would discover Strelok's stash at the Agroprom, learn the fate of Ghost and Fang, who both died, and meet with Guide and Doctor, the latter revealing him that he is indeed Strelok. After learning the truth and making many useful connections within the zone, such as with traders and scientists, Strelok infiltrates the radar and disables the Brain Scorcher, effectively opening the way to the center of the zone for everyone. This allows him to get to Pripyat, where a decoder made by Fang was stashed. This device would allow him to open the very door located in the sarcophagus that holds the zone's secrets. He manages to get to the power plant first by crossing the war zone where Monolith and military forces clash, and somehow bypasses the elite Monolith forces guarding the sarcophagus. Resisting the temptation of going to the Monolith to fulfill one of his wish, knowing that it is actually a trap, he finally opens the locked door, entering the secret laboratory under the power plant. There, he destroys the illusion that is the Monolith, and meets with the entity called Sea Consciousness. The hologram answers his questions, revealing the secrets of the zone. When asked, Strelok refuses to help them, and after having to fight the Monolith once again, he destroys the Sea Consciousness. After that, we see him resting in the grass, wondering if he made the right choice. A thought that will continue to haunt him. The story continues in the summer of 2012. After the failure of Operation Fairway, a military attack on the CNPP, Major Dektyrev is sent into the zone under Stalker cover in order to find the reasons for the crash of their choppers. He finally ends up in Pripyat, where the surviving soldiers have made their camp. Isolated, with low morale and surprise, the troops are in a dire situation. And that is when Strelok shows up. He arrives at the military base, telling them not to shoot him. He says that he wants to offer his help to the government, and he wants to disclose what he learned about the zone's secrets. When asked by Major Dektyrev, he also says that his intention was to destroy the zone, but he is still unsure if he made the right choice, referring to the destruction of the sea consciousness, of course. With his explanations, it is made clear that the military helicopters crashed because of aerial anomalies that moved during an emission. And in the end, the remaining soldiers, along with Strelok, managed to extract into evacuation choppers, despite of the attempts of the Monolith forces to stop them. The ending of Call of Pripyat reveals that after that, Strelok indeed shared his information with the government, and he became the chief consultant of the newly created Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl Anomalous area. And that's it for what we know about Strelok. Even though this is probably the most developed character in the entire Stalker universe, many mysteries still surround him. How did he become a Stalker? Why does nobody except Doctor recognize him when he comes back as the Marked One? Will he appear in Stalker 2? Be sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. And stay tuned, as Ghost will be coming next. Thank you for watching, Stalkers, and goodbye.